Today we are going to see the story about a clanks shoes. It has a leather you can't believe. This is a new story which you seeing on it. It has been pressed due to its ordinance last year around October to November, and this is the story. It was my first year to joining secondary school. Equator College Rugazi in 2013, so it was on Sunday. During that time, we had a mobile church in Namengo near railway line. Our church was blooming on the Sunday day. We were just organizing the tents, we praising, worship, and giving thanks to the Lord, and we ending our prayer by a Pastor Rose. So on my way back home, it rained and we were all wetted, and my shoes get wetted. Though I added to scoring on Monday, yet I have one pair of shoes, and I planned how to drying them. I used a charcoal stove to drying it. That's why you see those cracks, and those cracks comes after drying those shoes on the charcoal stove, and the fire affects its rather, so it was shining as the one you see before drying them. But I was warned by my mother that those shoes is going to be burnt if you left it on that charcoal stove for the all night, and I take no care of his words, so I kept on drying the shoes for the all night, over 3 hours, and I felt asleep, yet the shoes was not dried, and I left them on the charcoal stove for the whole night, and the stove burnt them. Here you see. And I used super glue to tighten them because I was without money for sewing open the open part onto its sole. I dried them and got dried, but the disadvantage I got is that my shoes burned and the fire affects its shining color to this you see now. Before it was burnt, those shoes was shining, as you know. Clanks really making shoes for Prince. I brought them since 2012 till now. Yes, I brought them from 2012, and I wear them since 2012 from my senior one till today. In 2022, and when this is a technique of keeping your shoes bright, shining, and strong leather. How it works, this is the way how to keep your shoes strong and brightening. You do this, you brushing them regularly and necessary. Nowadays these shoes can still going and waiting or going to the wedding party, and I keep these shoes took the way you see them, not of much brushing them, but to keeping them for this several years. I just clean them and I sun dry them to dry, and I brushing them and drying them for a minimum time. I used I used them for scoring every day from Monday to Saturday, score days. Yeah, and I was attending the school regularly. I don't want to missing lessons because they were, in secondary taught much reasonings. So when you meeting some teachers, the behaviors of student teachers. We used to have student teachers, teachers of history, and what have you. It's not good to meeting scoring. Copying notes, it becomes difficult. It is not so good. So I used it to attending school regularly, except only when I was demanding by school fee requirements and school fees. So I keep these shoes till today for these several years. Just you first clean them and sun drying them. I first clean them and sun drying them nicely, and I brushing them by my kiwi. Kiwi, it's a shoe polish which is good for brushing black shoes. And this type, it's a type of clanks. Yeah, it is made for prince. I brushing them and sun drying them for a minimized time, and I use them for scoring every day, as I told you at the back. When I set my form 4, I end there from scoring, so I used to wearing these shoes every day, Monday to Monday. And when I was finishing bathing, I'm a dairy farming. I'm keeping cattle, most especially Frisians and some Jersey in it. So I used it wearing these shoes every day, Monday to Monday. And when I finished bathing, I wearing them, and I used to milking cow in these shoes. So it also looks a bit nice, but you can use it. You can still wear them. You can use these. These shoes are really wonder and amazing. It's rather, it is still hard. It is still making money. You can go into a office with these shoes, and you get a reward because it's a black shoes. It is still a bit shining, as you see. Yeah. And I thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more stories about shoes. Thank you. May the God bless you.